What's going on YouTube? In today's video, let me take this out. In today's video, I will be, just briefly reviewing this video by Video IQ. And if you don't know me, right, I'm a small YouTuber. I recently, within 2 months, probably accumulated over $10,000. With me being, only having 3,000 subscribers. So we gonna watch and we gonna learn this together. Right, let's get right into it.
Right then, why does YouTube pay some creators more than others? And is this even fair? To answer that question, you have to understand the little acronym that's responsible for all of this. It's called RPM, or revenue per milli. This basically is just a fancy way of saying how much YouTube will pay you for 1,000 views. But this tiny 3-word acronym is the reason two creators with the same number of views can earn completely different amounts of revenue. And to explain that, let's go for a drive. This is electric. But imagine for a second that this is a gas car and you're cruising down the Californian coast with the windows down and the music booming, and all of a sudden you run out of said gas. To $4 per gallon. But in the UK, that's a completely different story. Prices, whoops. Yeah, let's look at some actual creators and see how wildly different their first YouTube paychecks can be.
And you can see that I earned in total over this month 237,000 views, I gained 413 subscribers, and my estimated revenue for my first month of being monetized on YouTube.
Now, mind you, right, let's take this into account. This woman is posting most likely from her top content right here. She's posting shorts. Shorts pay they pay less than long form content anyway. So I don't even really necessarily think this would be a real authentic, you get what I'm saying, right? The sister, the woman, she makes short content, short film content and stuff like that. 7 seconds long, 12 seconds long. Come on now, YouTube pays those bucks primarily for the people that can attract and keep people's attention. That's why the longer your video is, the more they pay.
YouTube, as a part of their YouTube Partner Program, was a whopping $23.79.
Yeah, that's 10 cents per 1,000 views, and why your prize at the end of a month is a pineapple pizza.
I really was under the impression that I would be gaining at least $100 a month.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm afraid that is simply not the case when most of your views are coming from YouTube Shorts. They pay a fraction of long-form views, usually 50 to 100 times less. So to make any serious cash from Shorts, you'll need to get tens of millions of views per month, if not more. So that's something to remember. It's easy to grow a channel with Shorts, but harder to make a sustainable income.
So since getting monetized on August 23rd, my grand total YouTube earnings so far is $684.83.
Hang on a second. Savage? Any relation?
No, Rob. Is everyone with the last name Wilson related to you? Savage is a very common last name here in America.
Fair enough. Moving on. So this channel, with roughly the same amount of views as the previous channel, has earned 30 times more revenue because the RPM is at around about $2.80, which is so much higher.
I can't even tell you how many videos just like this I've watched, trying to figure out exactly how much I can expect to earn on YouTube. And I saw creators earn as little as $30. And I've also seen big creators reveal their earnings and they're making way more than this.
Well now, come on non-savage savage. $600 is still enough to afford a Switch 2. Oh yeah. And one of the modern Zelda games, which are absolutely trash. But she does have a point about how much she's earning.
So that first YouTube paycheck that I got was from September 13th to the end of October, and it was $264.25.
So this is Caleb Bale, a small but mighty channel that's able to earn over $200 from just 22,000 views. And the plain and simple reason for this is because he has an astronomical RPM. So the big question is, why are these RPMs so different? How did Caleb get nearly $10 per 1,000 views, while Tatiana gets $2.80 per one?
Now, just put my input in it, just add my input in it. Now, mind you, another huge tip, creators and small, YouTubers and stuff like that. The months of November and December, YouTube typically pays more. Just free game, free tip. I keep saying this. I keep reiterating this in my videos. Because my RPM, like you can see that they RPMs like $2 and some 10. Like my RPM per video, depending on the length, primarily, like I said, I typically post an hour, hour-long videos and stuff like that. So my RPM is like $25, $23 to like $31. Yeah. So it just really depends on your like I said, your audience. It depends on your audience age group. It depends on geographical location. I know it's one more, but maybe it'll come to me later.
1,000 views. Well, it all comes down to 4 big variables. Starting with,
ultimately though, some YouTube channels are more monetizable because certain audiences have more money. So in the case of personal finance, that's one of the higher ones for RPM and CPM, because companies that are trying to reach people who are interested in personal finance are more likely to pay higher dollars to YouTube in order to get their ads in front of these people.
Yep, Caleb is spot on. The niche plays a huge factor. Viewers of finance content are often ready to spend some money right now. They're looking for credit cards, investment tools, or business software, which is exactly what these advertisers are trying to push to the viewer. Whereas a lifestyle vlog or prank channel, entertainment content, might still pull in tons more views, but the audience is usually just watching for fun. They're not ready to buy anything right there, right now. And what are you supposed to sell them? Toys, drinks, clothing? It's not quite as specific, is it? So if you're in a niche such as making money online, marketing, educational content, you're already in a high RPM zone. But if you're doing reaction videos, music, or entertainment, then the RPMs tend to be lower. The next variable is the location of your audience. Where your viewers live matters a lot. If most of your audience is from the UK, US, Canada, Australia, basically places that pay higher wages, your viewers tend to have more spending power, and advertisers are willing to pay more to get ads in front of them. But if your views come mostly from countries with lower ad spend, like India, Indonesia, or the Philippines, well, it's probably best if I just show you the difference. For this video, these are the 2 biggest contributors in terms of views, the US and India. The CPM of US views is over $20, which probably equates to an RPM of around about $12 to $14. India, on the other hand, despite 500,000 views, contributes just $1.30, and that's before YouTube's cut. The RPM will be less than $1, and the average for all countries is around about $11.50. And just to be clear, location is not about where you, the creator, uploaded the video or the contents of the video itself. It's all about the location of the viewers. So your video could be a travel vlog about India, but if most people are watching from the US, that's where your RPM will be based off of. The next big variable is video length. Obviously, we've already established that if you make short videos that end up as YouTube Shorts, which go into a completely different type of video feed, it will seriously impact your RPM. But there is another end of this revenue earning spectrum. Long form videos will earn you more revenue because adverts can be played before and after the video. However, if your video is over 8 minutes long, you can also add something called mid-roll ads. These are extra ads that will show up in the middle of a video, not just at the beginning and the end. And more ad slots means more chances to earn more money. For example, let's say you've got 2 creators who earn exactly the same RPM. One makes 5-minute videos with no mid-roll ads, but another makes 12-minute videos with 3 ad breaks. Guess who earns more per video? Obviously, it's the creator with more ads, but does that mean you should stuff as many ads in your videos as possible? Definitely not. In fact, YouTube won't even let you do that. But 1 or 2 ads throughout your video at the right time can definitely help your earnings. As a brief and non-scientific example, this video that's under 8 minutes in length has 840,000 views and has earned $3,600. On the other hand, this video that's 9 minutes long and is therefore eligible for mid-roll ads has 30,000 views less but has earned $750 more. Mid-roll ads likely contributed to that. But of course, we have to appreciate the variable of the viewer themselves. The longer people watch your videos, the more ads YouTube can show them, and the more valuable your content becomes to advertisers. So even a 6-minute video can earn more than a 12-minute video if it keeps them watching until the end while viewers bail after the first minute of the longer video. So more than just making your videos longer, you want to make them stickier. And so when all of these 4 variables line up nicely, that's when RPM starts to climb into the $8, $10, $12 range and beyond. But what if you're not a finance channel raking in a high RPM rate? What should you expect to earn? Well, in this next section, I'm going to show you which niches fall into the high, medium, and low RPM ranges so you can see where your channel roughly fits. We'll start with tier 1, which is the low RPM range of between $1 and $3 every 1,000 views. These are niches like entertainment, lifestyle, music, pranks, vlogs, and yes, of course, gaming. These are the most popular types of content on YouTube, but they also pay the least. Like we shared before, advertisers don't spend big on broad, casual audiences. So if your content is fun and casual, you'll need to get more views to make the same amount of money as other channels. But as we said, broad casual audiences lead to a high volume of views. In tier 2, we have a mid-range of niches where you'd expect to earn $4 to $7 per 1,000 views. These are niches like tutorials, productivity, education, tech reviews. This is the sweet spot for most creators because here advertisers are targeting people actively learning, which means better engagement and better ad rates. If your channel teaches something or solves problems, you're probably in this zone. And the good news? With the right tweaks, it's often possible to bump it into the next tier. And if it helps the context, this is the RPM tier that the vidIQ channel sits in right now. Let's move into
my RPM tip. Now, you see how, let's rewind that, right? So, okay, his RPM is roughly close to $5. My RPM is like, it's like 16, right? And I know that he stated, oh, you can't make money in reaction videos. It really just depends on your niche. Like I said, you have, I guess you can say, situations that pertain to anomalies, you know, minority situations, things, you know, you got minority situations, right? So if you, like I said, I through, you know, my experience, I've learned, okay, this works, you know, okay, this works. Let me try to roughly just tune it up or just a little bit on another channel, and let's see where it goes. Because mind you, if I'm making roughly 16 per 1,000 views, come on now, people love dating. We got to be real. And I'm not, you know, promoting, hey, everybody just go to the dating thing. No. You just really have to learn how to pull in and market your views. You have to learn your audience. Honestly, it's very important for you to learn your audience. And it's very important for you to study your analytics, so you can now, so you can know how to attack, you know, your viewers in a positive way, of course.
Context, this is the RPM tier that the vidIQ channel sits in right now. Let's move into tier 3 now, the higher echelons of RPM revenue, where you're earning anything from $8 to $12, possibly more than that. This is where YouTube breaks out the red carpet for niches like finance, marketing, real estate. If RPMs were a party, these guys are the VIPs with bottle service. Everyone else is peeking through the window wondering, how on earth did they get in there? Well, it's simple. The advertisers here are fiercely fighting for the attention of the people who watch these videos. They have loads of money to spend, and they're ready to spend it now. Even a small channel in this tier can earn big without needing hundreds of thousands of views. Picture this as an example. You're a luxury cruise travel channel, and your videos only average 1,000 views, but an advertiser decides to stick 100 ads on those views. They only need 2 or 3 people to buy on a very high ticket priced item to make it worth their while. Now then, even if your channel is traditionally not in a high paying niche, there are ways to boost your RPM. And in this final section, I'll explain exactly what this means for small creators and how you can maximize your earnings no matter what your niche is in. But first, here's the truth. Your first YouTube paycheck won't buy you a yacht. It's typically designed to earn you around about $100, which is the threshold to actually get paid into your AdSense account. Although, as we've already seen, the amount earned from channel to channel varies considerably. But whatever the amount, that first tiny paycheck is proof. Proof that you've unlocked a system that pays you every single day, even when you're asleep. I think they call that passive income. And as you grow your channel over time, so will your income. Now, as we've just covered, there are many factors that come into how much you will earn, but here are some ways you can increase your RPM even if you are in one of those lower paying niches. First up, experiment with making longer videos that hold attention. You should be testing different video lengths regardless of the
And that's what make reaction videos so good. You really don't have to like focus wholeheartedly on creating the content, right? You just, react with your microphone, camera, and pretty much, you go from there, that's why reaction videos they're the way. But I'm not gonna lie, the people that do react to you, they do have to like you in a sense, or see, or the value that comes out of your mouth, they have to, be pulled in by it. They have to actually feel like, okay, you're giving out valid information.
Financial incentive to discover what your audience wants. But obviously, if you can make a video 15 minutes long instead of 10 minutes by adding more value, not fluff, there's more opportunities for more ads to run. Next, you want to target high value topics. This one is your secret sauce, engineering your niche into something far more valuable to advertisers. For example, if you're making videos about budget travel, try targeting topics like how to save money on flights or best travel credit cards. All of a sudden, in the eyes of the advertiser, you've potentially jumped into the realms of the finance niche. And simply put, understand what your advertisers want. They want viewers who are looking for solutions. So if your video helps someone solve a problem, make a decision, or learn something useful, then your RPM will usually be higher. This is how it's possible for small creators with under 10,000 subscribers to make $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month from ad revenue alone. But do you want to know what the weirdest thing is? Some of you have just watched this 15-minute video with all of its mid-roll ads, and you're not even monetized. So I highly recommend you watch this video over here, which is a complete guide to earning one of these.
You see how he tried to just, alley-oop us to the next video. I mean, it's a good, I see it. But no, with that said, I think he gave some decent, some cool advice, besides him trying to prolong the video with certain things and performances that, the male was putting on and stuff like that. I tried to skip through it. I wasn't, just about to allow y'all just to sit through that, just watch some bull crap, a bull crap analogy that takes 2-3 minutes of your time. Like, no. We're here to actually, sit down, learn. I give, certain inputs, when I think it's needed. But pretty much, hey, take what you take from the video. Ask your questions in the comments. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm out.